back, everybody. Today we're going to have a vertical of Founders Backwoods Bastards. So starting from my left, this is the 2017 version. In the middle is the 2018. And on my right is the 2020. Now, I do not have the 2019. I thought I did, but I cannot find it. So we're going to skip the 2019. So I do have the 2020 open because I just did a standalone review. I will link that up here if you want to go check it out. So let's go ahead and open these. Scotch Ale Wee Heavy is what this is. 11% ABV, 50 IBUs. All of these are barrel aged. It's the same, pretty much the same beer. Just as you age them, certain aromas, tastes will go down and some other ones might pop up. In this case, my guess is that oak bourbon might go down a little bit and those caramel malts will go up. I don't know exactly what the recipe for this is, but you're going to see the medium roast malts like the Crystal 100, Crystal 120 malts like that used. So if you're new to barrel-aged beers, my guess is you've had stouts that have been barrel-aged. I'm just going to put these over here so we can kind of see them. I think that's good right there. Get rid of this. Now, as I was pouring it, these two were very cloudy, so obviously they've been sitting a while. Heads died down on the 2020 version. It almost looks like a nitro beer. Very low, small bubbles in there. The 2017 is losing its head. I guess if I had to go with any of these, the 2020 or 2018 would be fine, but really in this, that doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and look at the color real quick. 2017, 2018, very cloudy. Pretty much identical colors on that. Deep, dark, amber color. Not to a porter. A little lighter, if you want to say imperial brown. You could go with that. It almost looks like fresh apple cider. How it's that dark brown color. That's what that looks like. Pretty much all the way through. Where the 2020 version, it's not cloudy at all. It's a nice dark amber brown in color. Little like a red orange down in here. But I don't remember. I did do a side-by-side of the 2017-2018 before. You can look that up in the Founders playlist. I don't remember it being that cloudy, like all that sediment in there. But it's really up to you. I would rather have, because Scotch Ale Wee Heavy, I think most people are used to a clearer beer. So I would say just a pace based upon looking at them, I would go with the 2020 version. But really, is that anything? A lot of people do decide by looks. So I guess if somebody put these three in front of you, most people go with the clear one. Let's go ahead and smell. That bourbon, that alcohol really sticks out. There is a faint oakiness to this, but that bourbon, almost like a straight bourbon, which is actually weird because I thought it would be a lot sweeter. Those caramel toffee aromas would come out. But yeah, that bourbon alcohol is really big in that, and then that the oak is just a little. The 2018 version smells more like a syrup, like a medium caramel syrup. It definitely doesn't have as big of a smell as the 8 or 17. Yeah, that oak or the bourbon alcohol oakiness really stands out where it doesn't in the 18. It does have a little roasted malt to it. Like you get that bourbon, a little oak, but the roasted malt seems like it's more sweetness too. Man, smelling those next to each other, the 2020 version smells a lot sweeter. Like it's a caramel sweetness. And I know in the review I said like bourbon oak, but yeah, smelling it side by side, that is more caramel sweetness than anything compared to these other two. Yeah, that smells different. I don't know. I think smelling these side by side, which I didn't think this would happen, I would have to go with the 2020. I would rather have a sweet caramel than a bourbon oak. And that's just me. Like, I like barrel aged beers, but I like them to age, drop that oakiness just a little bit. And comparing these, yeah, that 2020 smells sweeter. You get a little bit more barrel aged in that. And even more in there. Yeah, I think for me, I would go for the smell. I would go with the 2020. Let's go ahead and try these. Okay, so that first taste, I did get darker fruits. Kind of a oaky, sweet, caramel, darker fruit on the back end. Thicker. You do get a little bit of that oak, but there's more sweetness, like dark fruit sweetness mixed with that oak, but there seems to be some bitterness in there that's lingering with that oak. I think the 2018 doesn't have as much dark fruit in there. It's still got that oakiness to it, but it seems like that bourbon characteristic isn't as high. The oak is higher in there. It feels like the body's a little lighter too, for whatever reason. Okay, 2020. 2020 feels lighter. It seems like that oak, the oak and sweet caramel are like fighting together when drinking these side by side, and I wouldn't have said anything like that in a standalone review. That oak does fight through though. But I would say out of the three, the 2020 has the lightest body. Yeah, that 2018 has more of an oak kick to it. Hmm. I think for me, I would go with the 2017 version. I I like that darker fruit, that sweeter, darker fruit caramel that you're getting out of there, and there's just enough like barrel aged woodiness, oakiness in there to help balance it out a little bit. And I guess for me, I would prefer that over like eating oak. Um, yeah, all three of them are good. It's definitely nice to see beers like this. I'm gonna have to be careful because um, I think I only have two left of these, so I might skip a year or something just to see how well they age. Or I doubt. I don't think Founders puts them out like Bell's would. Um, but yeah, just to age them a little bit longer. But it would be interesting to see what happens to 2018 next year if it goes to that darker fruit like the 17 did. And I can't remember if I actually did a review when the 2017, I would have had to, when the 2017 was brand new. I'll have to go back and look and watch those to see what I thought. But yeah, at least for this, I would say tasting these side by side, I think you're going to get something different if you're only drinking one. If you watch the Founders Backwoods Bastard 2020 review, I think you're going to find out it's different than drinking these side by side or comparing them side to side. But the 2017, I think you're actually getting those darker fruits like it says on the back of the bottle. I do not get a smokiness out of any of these like it says. And the 2018 version, at least right now, has more oakiness. Bourbon oak barrel than anything. And drinking the 2020 next to these, I think that sweet caramel comes out a little bit more where it didn't if you're just drinking it on its own. So if you've done a vertical like this, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Check out some more videos over here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up bell and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And until next time, happy brewing.